Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back onto my YouTube channel. Obviously, if you are a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, you just jumped into and just saw me. I'm Lisiba Mutupi, and also make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm Lisiba Mutupi. I've been in the business world for over 8 years, and I've also been in the Forex trading world for close to 3 years, or I'll even say 3 years now. And with that being said, on today's video, we're actually going to be looking at the live markets. And so normally, each and every Sunday with my premium members that are actually in my team community, one thing that we do is that we look at these setups and then we are able to anticipate future movements and how we are going to execute on them. So I decided that I'm going to be sharing with you guys two. That's why I actually want you to subscribe, because this is one thing that I want to be doing each and every Sunday. I decided that I'm going to be sharing with you guys two setups that you'll be able to see from the market, maybe learn from what it is that I have to say. Because one thing that I want you to do is also to have a piece of pen and paper next to you, because it's not just me saying GBPJPY is going to go to the upside, you buy and all these things, but it's actually me showing you the thought process of literally going into these charts and like what it is that I see, all the boxes that I tick in order for me to execute on them. And for all those members that are still wondering, we are left with just a few days for me to close down the course, the Forex Jesus 2.0. So if you still want to grab a chance on it, you can still go onto the website and you can secure yourself a space in the dashboard, obviously. And also with the free signals, the same thing. We are just left with a few days for me to be all in order to take a few more members in, and then from there we won't be taking any more members. But before I speak much more about that, because I always have a lot of things to say, let us jump onto the charts and let us see what it is that we can make use of in today's live session. Okay, so now we are going to be starting first with this beautiful pair, which is GBPJPY. And as you can see, I'm on the 1 hour time frame, because obviously we've been looking at the weekly, daily, 4 hour. That's why we're able to get to the 1 hour, because normally I don't go through my dailies and 4 hours and all these things. If already I did go through them, like let's say while before I got this 1 hour chart during the week, I was obviously adjusting my weeklies and dailies and stuff. So okay, because I remember I sent the setup a few days ago to you guys when it was still just like this. I didn't have any resistance line supporting what I'm about to see or say now. So I actually was just looking for long setups, because of that's also what the market presented to me on the daily, that we have to just keep on going upwards. So I kept on looking for just that. But just by looking at that and understanding how the market moves, I know for sure that the market moves in a specific way, and we can't really know what that way is unless all you have to do is to just allow the market, take a message from the market, allow the market to show us what it's trying to show us. And by doing so, we have to keep on doing what we have to just evolve our structures, and not only just evolve, but also be able to just look at area of value. Like for instance, as you can see. Okay, so sorry about that. I don't really know what happened, but can you guys see and hear me properly before I continue? Can you guys see and hear me properly? Okay, let's see. Network problem. Yeah, sure. So, okay. Yes, clear. Nice, nice, nice. I like the fact that you can hear me clearly. So let me just continue with the information that I was speaking about, because we're actually looking at GBPJPY, and I like the fact that we're able to spot what it is that we're actually. Okay, members, remember your mic should be muted, otherwise you're gonna be removed from this group, because that's disturbing. If your mic is not muted, whether you see it or you don't, we'll have to just remove you. But as I was saying, you can simply see that this area is actually like when the market is approaching a specific area, whether it's a support or resistance, we have to see how it gets there, whether it's an area of value or if it's not. And as you can see, I was able to show you guys with these with these arrows, that this is actually some resistant area. As you can see, this is some area of value. And without just seeing this is resistance, it's an area of value, we're going to take a sell. No, it shouldn't be that way. Instead, what we should do is that we should focus on how does it get there and what message does it tell us when it gets there. So what is it that we can learn from the market, right? So also just by seeing this, okay, we're able to spot that. That's our first evidence. Obviously, our second evidence is this chart, this whole chart here. There's actually an ascending type pattern, which means they eventually break to the downside. And obviously, as you can see, this is our first touch here, second touch, and now we are at the third touch. And at the third touch, what is it that I'm sorry? Okay, I like the fact that this third touch, if you just take a look at this third touch, as soon as we got to the third touch, just take a look at these candlesticks. This is just an engulfing to the upside. This is a doji. It's a very beautiful doji, as you can see, and then an engulfing to the downside. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that we've got an evening star at the top of our pattern, which makes it much more higher probable that this is actually one of the most greatest setups that we can see out here. Okay. Okay, let me also do this to show you guys. So if you really can't understand the pattern super clear, obviously you can just take it, bring it to the side. Then we are gonna focus on it being here. Okay, we're gonna focus on it. So basically, what we're seeing there is obviously this is just some structure that's on its own. Okay, this small descending type. Then obviously we've got this beautiful pattern to the upside. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think it's safer here using this one here. There we go. Okay, did you see I was able to evolve with my lines? I started off with this one and see which one makes sense. Because obviously, even if you do have this one, as long as it doesn't make sense to the market, obviously this was our previous point. We obviously had something like this, and you can simply see the price pushed upwards. So just by evolving and moving to the most current price, obviously it allows us to have our trend lines being somewhere here, and then being able to move to something close to that. This makes perfect sense for now. Okay, so before we would eventually have this and maybe here going forward, but now because we are evolving the chart going to the most current price, obviously we have to just stick to what it is that we understand. So obviously with this being said, you can simply see that here it will just be a small ascending type on a very small time frame, 15 minutes. Okay, so this, just by looking at this and taking a message from this, you can simply see that there's a beautiful ascending type, which means that they eventually break to the downside. And right here, when it gave us this beautiful third touch, which is here, as you can see, our first touch here, like I said, second touch. Now with this beautiful third touch, it actually got them started giving us some sort of confirmations. First of all, you can see that it's in a correction form at the third touch. Secondly, you can even see with this beautiful evening star. Someone is like, where's the evening star? Here is the evening star, this beautiful engulfing to the upside, this doji, and this beautiful engulfing to the downside, which confirms our move to the downside. So now how do we act towards this? How do we react to this? Because already we're holding a buy that we executed here, and the other one that we scaled in and executed here. As you can see, these are the buys that we took during the week. So one thing that I would say is that, as you can see, I said move stop loss to 133.9006, meaning that now we are trying to lock in as much maximum profits as possible. Obviously, you can still lock in just a few more, but the reason is because this is where I am actually looking to sell. So basically what will happen is that when the market opens, this is where I'm going to adjust my stop losses, move them to this area, significant area. Then hopefully if price just continues to go up to the upside, I'll just see how I can capitalize from it. But if it does take me out, it actually opens up for me to be able to just obviously choose the sell limit right here. After placing this beautiful sell limit, okay, after placing this beautiful sell limit, obviously stop loss would be, this would be a bit too much. Okay, but I'll be looking for much more tighter stop losses. I'll see if on the 15-minute we'll be able to get it, but obviously our target is going to be all the way to the downside, something like this. Okay, let me just go on the 15-minute to see if we can maybe spot the beautiful smaller stop losses, because it's much better when you enter on the 15-minute to get a much more tighter stop loss. Okay. Okay, but so far GBPJPY is looking beautiful, and I know for sure that you guys love what it is. This beautiful setup that we are looking at. Yes, as you can see, just take a look on the 15-minute. Okay, so I think it's even much more, see if we can move our stop loss to a bit more to the upside. As you can see, rear, and obviously, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, obviously, even taking an entry something like this would be super fine. As you can, because it already has broke, so it's not like you're going against the trend or anything like that. Okay, stop loss obviously maybe a 51 pip, which is much more safer. I'm not even on the negative side of things, and our targets obviously are going to be way more huger than this. because this is just on the 15-minute time frame. When you're not day trading this, we're actually looking for ways to capitalize, like moving forward, you know, in the longer run, and like just day trading and making a short-term move from it. Okay. Okay, let the chart load up here. But there's actually one setup that's looking super beautiful. I hope you guys took notes from it. You guys were able to see how it's able to evolve, come up with better understanding. You know, being able to just understand it a bit more better is the most important thing that we need to do. I just wanted to show you guys the target that we're seeing, on which it's okay. What did I do? I don't know. Okay, but the target we're looking at close to maybe a 20%. 20% would be beautiful if I could just take home 20% in just a single trade. But it's actually what I'm showing you guys here. What you're seeing here is what you're getting from the price action. So we just have to be able to use this to our advantage. Ne? Have to be able to the upside. I don't really see any more room to the upside. So it's much more safer if you lock in maximum profits. And if it does shoot to the upside, yes, it'll be more profits for us. But I don't see more room to the upside, you know. Okay, so USDMXN. Okay, USDMXN is looking beautiful. I want like guys. I hope you guys also took advantage from it during the week. You know, when we're able to capitalize with these trades that we took, because so far it's looking beautiful. And I'm recording this session, so you'd be able to just access it as soon as maybe I'm done uploading it into the dashboard. So you'd be able to just get it and go through these setups that we're looking at your own time, obviously, and pace. So here's the MXN looking super beautiful. You know, first of all, I'd like to say that we do have this beautiful ascending type. Okay, let me just do this real quick. Okay, let me just start it possibly in the journey. Okay, let's see what we have here on USDMXN. Okay, I want you guys to just see this. Okay, so obviously with USDMXN, we've got our beautiful ascending type structure here. That's what we had before the breakout happened. Okay, obviously, and here this being our second touch and our third touch here. Okay, as you can see, our first touch here, second touch, third touch right here. Obviously, price went a bit more to the, couldn't break the highs here, so it broke the lows as you can see here. So it confirmed our breakout right here, and I like the fact that it broke out impulsively. So it has broken out. It came back to retest, went to the downside. So now this is a confirmation of a breakout. So once it does confirm this way, obviously one thing that we look for is our 90% target. So this is where we are looking to take targets. Okay, percent target. Okay, this is where we're looking to take target on the specific pair. So just by understanding that we eventually will we will wait for our 6 to 8 hour corrections, on which here this is the one that we actually took our first entry on. As you can see, this is a beautiful impulse correction nature. For the ones that don't understand the impulse correction nature, let me just show you guys real quick what actually happened. Yeah, where's my tool here? Okay, as you can see, this is just one beautiful impulsive move and a corrective move, and obviously an impulsive move, and now we are in a corrective move. So what is to be expected? You can easily understand that we are expecting a next impulsive move to the downside. Because why? Because our correction right here, this beautiful correction here, is actually like a pattern that confirms that we have to go to the downside in the longer term run. It's actually a pattern that shows us that it's a continuation pattern. Because if you just take a look at this, now let me just remove this, take a look at if this pattern prints itself, it eventually means that the next impulsive move is going to be to the downside. And for the ones that don't think that this pattern is what we are speaking about, let me just analyze it a bit, just so you get a much more better understanding of it. Okay. Initially, I had a pattern that was close to like this. I had this on Friday. But Saturday, obviously, I just go back to my charts, and then I just re-analyze, see all the things that I was seeing during the week. If I still do see them, that's why I'll be able to just evolve my structures, which is what I done yesterday. I just evolved it to here. So instead of because it will still be the same type of an entry, no matter what happens. Because let's say if it's this way, I would be like, okay, obviously to enter it has to break the lows, the previous lows, and okay, I don't know if I've done this. Okay, this would be a trade for me. This is actually would be a trade. So even if I have my trend line be like this, it's actually gonna be the same thing. Once it does break here, obviously I'll take a sell, go all the way to the downside. Obviously, there's a 4.42 percentages on which there is actually we are actually building up on this 7.5%. So far we are in this one, we are holding 7.5%. And as you can see that my stop loss is like literally it's like super to the upside. Like if you just take a look at where my stop loss is at, okay, 99%. If you just take a look at where my stop loss is at, I can easily move it now because it's much more safer to move, because this way I just moved it to is going to be my new stop loss for this new trade. So it's actually a win-win situation for this beautiful trade. Okay, so I just wanted you guys to see this is actually obviously price that I was showing you guys all these examples of how I was able to spot this beautiful setup right here. But this is actually the price that we are looking at here. Okay, are you guys comfortable with the setup that I just showed you? Okay. Well, you did see me dive deep into the charts, and most importantly, you saw me explaining what it is that I see when I look into the charts, what it is that I look for when I look at these market, and how I'm actually able to forecast and anticipate these future movements. So one thing that I want you to do is that instead of seeing this as a signal, I want you to go back and then analyze this on your own, try to come up with a criteria, some sort of a box that you tick in order for you to take these trades, and then come back to me like a few days later. Let me know what's the progress like. Comment in my videos. I want to hear or see these people. I want to actually see or hear you comment in the comment box, telling me that okay, no, that last week's setup, it actually went this way. I was actually able to do this. Like, just let me involve me into your thought processes and your journeys as a forex trader, because that way I'm also involving you guys into my journey. But at the same time, I'd like to thank you so much. I've got hundreds, not even hundreds, I'm not sure if it's what number it is, but I've got a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, so you can obviously just scroll around. You will get, the previous video that I uploaded was like how to grow a small account. I've got videos about like understanding where to get brokers and all these types of information that you need. So obviously you will get the video that you need. But thank you so much for watching, and it's your boy Mutupi.